Welcome to Find Your Outdoors. I'm your host, Frank Willem. The Gulf Coast is home to some awesome fishing tournaments where anglers come from all over to compete for big money and even bigger fish. And without a doubt, one of our favorite tournaments is the Joes and Pros tournament hosted by the Blind Tiger. Among its many categories, the fourth annual Joes and Pros tournament added a $2,500 five-fish stringer winner-take-all category for Hancock County high school coaches. Our team joined Sure Thing fishing charters and a boat full of Hancock County coaches, all looking to take home the top spot.
I'm Richard Cuevas. I'm a volunteer coach for girls softball at Our Lady Academy School.
Steve Riebel, I'm retired. I was last working at Our Lady Academy. I'm one of the volleyball coaches at Our Lady Academy.
I'm Mike Myers, and I'm a State Farm agent in Bay St. Louis. For the last 18 years, I have coached the OLA volleyball team as a volunteer coach, and that's how we got into this tournament with the other coaches from the county.
My name's Alex McInvale. I'm one of the captains of Sure Thing Fishing Charters out here in Bay St. Louis, Mississippi, and we run mainly inshore and coastal charters off the coast of Mississippi, fishing Mississippi and Louisiana waters. A beautiful trout. Get him in the boat. That's what we're here for. Reel. Real. That's pretty tough. Alright. Man, that's a nice trout, yeah. Alright, hold this. I'm gonna hold him up. Lost my hook.
Yeah, we had some really nice trout. It was pretty cool because we were fishing in a place that was just in open water, and he knew a structure underneath. So when we first got there, you just look out there and think, now how in the middle of all this are we going to catch some trout? And we weren't there but just a minute or two and started getting the bites, and we had some nice big trout. We didn't catch as many trout as some of the other people caught, but we had some really, really nice trout. That was fun.
We were fishing a wreck in about 22, 23 feet of water, which is kind of unconventional way in this area to fish for speckled trout, but I really enjoy it because generally you don't get the amount of pressure, which as we saw that day, you know, it was a Saturday, there was a tournament going on. I think we only saw 2 more boats all day, and that's kind of my favorite thing to do is get away from the crowds. Sometimes it's a double-edged sword, sometimes it bites me, but I do enjoy getting away from the crowds and doing something different, you know, fishing wrecks, you know, versus just, you know, fishing in marsh areas or fishing rigs for trout. So it just happened to work out this time. Nice trout. Down. That is nice. All right, open your bail, pick your rod straight up. Good work. Good work. Good job.
Well, I knew first to catch a lot of fish, we'd have to have a pretty good guide, and it was rough that day. I wasn't exactly sure where we were going to go or what was going to happen. I was happy to see that we got to fish with Alex. I've known Alex since he was a young man and knew his mom and dad, so I was happy to be in Alex's boat, and Alex put us on the fish.
You got some? Oh, I ain't got anything. Come on to the boat. You know what it is. Big trout. All right. To the bottom. Good work.
Nice job.
Quick release. I do not remember, was that on the pro generation?
Well, it was very rough that day. The wind was blowing. So I wasn't quite sure we were going to be able to find some good water to fish in. But our guide, a young man, took us out there, and he did a great job in locating exactly. He had all the electronics and all. And when we got out there, it was remarkably not as rough as I thought it was going to be. And it really we had a pleasant day.
Very nice. That's going to be the third biggest one you got. Come on, baby. Be a good one. Bring him up.
Oh, I've already got off.
Keep reeling. Maybe. If it's a trout, it's going to be a good one. He's looking like a sheephead right there. Big trout. Very nice. That's going to be the third biggest one we got.
At least they got to contribute.
Very nice.
Yeah, I was mainly going for the fun. I enjoyed it. We kind of felt like win, lose, or draw, it was going to be a great day. The weather turned out to be nice. A little choppy at first. Thank God it cleared up, but I really had no expectations. It was just going for the fun, for the experience.
Yeah, big trout. All right, guys, number 5. We got a good stringer. Make it better. That's the second biggest one. Excellent work. Excellent work.
Man, that's frustrating. Man, that runs slack. It's scary.
I know. Nothing you can do with this wind. Y'all doing a good job fighting it. This guy's low. Right tip up. Oh, that's a good one. All right, let me put yours on the deck. I need the net mics. Move for me. You need to move. Yes. All right, you can just lift that one up, Mike. Very good. Good work, guys. That one's going to suicide. Hey, that's one that'll go on a stringer. It's a pretty one.
Fat mom. Oh, it was great. It was a different kind of experience. We fished over a shipwreck, and it was very, very different fishing over a fish wreck like that, because you had to pull them out really quick or they would bring you right back down in it and pop your line.
I've caught a lot of trout. I haven't got a good chance to go fishing in quite a while, but it was really fun. I mean, we caught some fine trout. Usually we had to call trout around here and throw away the ones that are too small. I don't think we threw more than 1 or 2 away all day. It was great.
the guys that I had on the boat with me, they're all coastal residents, and they had all fished a pretty good bit, which was definitely helpful in the rougher conditions. But they were really laid back. You know, they were all about, you know, have a good time. Let's, you know, win if we can. But they were, you know, really low pressure, which always helps a captain too. So they were a real fun group, and like I said, it definitely helped that all of them had fished a lot and are from the coast.
I lost a couple of big ones out there. I'm gonna go back out there and try to find them, but man, I lost a couple of big old fish out there. Bigger, I think, than what we had, you know. And but I had a ball.
You know, kind of a cool setup the way we had all all the high school coaches, and man, our main goal was to make sure these guys had a good time, and you know, we wanted to be serious with the tournament, but not too serious at the same point, and make sure everybody had, you know, caught a lot of fish and had fun. And you know, the weather was definitely a little snottier than we were hoping for. It was, which played into a lot while we were successful, but it kind of dictated where we fished and how we fished, and definitely made it where we didn't want to move around too much because it was rougher than we expected. But overall, I think it turned out well. All the boats, all the coaches caught a bunch of fish, and it turned out really well. You know, where we went, we had a one-stop shop deal. We kind of had one place in mind, and we've been catching some really big fish there. And I knew if we could get out there and be able to fish it, if we could hold there, I had, you know, pretty high hopes. And when we started seeing those first, you know, 3 and 4 pound fish, you know, coming over the side, I was pretty hopeful. And you know, when we got back and kind of talked to everybody else, I think we were pretty confident going into weigh-in that we had it wrapped up. But once again, we just, you know, we got lucky and got on the right spot and just stayed on that spot all morning. And it was, and those coaches were great. They stuck with me. It got rough at times. It got to where it was hard to stand up. And you know, fortunately, the boat I run, the tide line, it's really stable in those rough conditions. And it made it to where we could stay there, and I think that was all the difference in the world. And
kind of felt like we did because we heard and knew that one of the boats went to the marsh, and didn't expect the people in the marsh to catch as big a fish as we might have. And as we got to the dock, it didn't look like a couple of the other boats had as many fish or as big a fish. So we felt like we were in pretty good shape at that point. It was pretty exciting to think we had a chance to win it.
Well, the captain was real optimistic. He was pretty certain we won. And he had reports from other boats, and we kept hearing boats on the radio all day saying what they caught and where they caught them. And we knew all the time we were catching bigger fish than they were. So when we got back, looking at what we did see, I was pretty sure we won. When I left the dock, I had him in ice chest, and I brought him over here to the rodeo, and I was certain we won.
Well, I knew we had some really good fish, and I got out and I started seeing some of the stringers from the other boats, and I realized that we had probably beaten them because we had so many nice fish on our trip, and I thought that we had definitely beaten them.
It was great to see those guys win because that money went straight into the school's athletic department. And it's a great way, you know, great way that the Blind Tiger gives back to the community is by doing that, not only providing the coaches a way to go fishing, but providing the prize money for the winning team to go directly back to the school. It was really, really good deal, and it was really cool that we could be a part of it.
We were all excited. It was even more exciting that by doing that, we were able to win a prize for Our Lady Academy in our school, a very nice cash prize. And I'd like to thank Thomas Jennings at the Blind Tiger for putting that up. That's very generous, and I know that everybody up at Our Lady Academy was thrilled to death, and we appreciate his doing that.
I mean, the boat was great, the captain was great. I can't say enough good about it. Weather cooperated. We had a little excitement on the boat. It was a good trip, a real good trip. I really like to thank the Blind Tiger for putting this on and for treating the schools like he did. It was first class.
It did, and it really helped with our, I think it goes into our athletic program, and it'll be distributed equally. Blind Tiger does a lot of good things for this community, and not only sponsoring a fish tournament, but they're central part of this community, and everyone loves coming here. Great food, great atmosphere, and it's just a very, very good business to have here.